What's up everybody, welcome into a brand new video. It's spring outside and Spring Cup is still in the Go Battle League. I've got some exciting battles for you today because we're going to feature a team from V1, the only HouseStark93. This is a triple water team. He sent me these recordings and said, yo, I got some triple water shenanigans that you should check out. But this is going to be a really fun video. I cannot wait to get into these games because HouseStark takes on some of the best trainers in the world as he continues his push towards legend. He's in the 2800's. So if you need a solid triple water team in the 2800's that can handle the meta and the spice at the same time, this is the team for you. Our first battle of the video is going to be against the Yellow Ripper. He's going to go ahead and lead that Shadow Mawile. I've seen kind of a mix of Astonished Mawiles, but most of them are rocking the Fire Fang. Going to lead this in here against HouseStark's lead, which is the Golisopod. The full team here for HouseStark is that Golisopod lead. He's got Tentacruel and Mantine in the back, so you can already tell HouseStark trying to get on my nerves a little bit here by sending me some Mantine battles. But you know what, Stark? We'll let it slide this time. We'll let it slide. If Mantine gets a KO though, I'm gonna tilt. We're gonna see a acid spray get fired off here by the Tentacruel. I have seen a few different variations on Tentacruel as well. There was a K-Pine video that he recently published where he was running Sludge Wave, which I think is a really cool tech. I've actually been using that in my own battles. Gonna come in out with the Golisopod, and this Lapras is proving to be a little bit of an issue as the opponent does fire off the Sparkling Aria. HouseStark, very, very wisely, they're respecting the potential Skull Bash, does not want to get a huge dent into his Bug-type Pokemon. Another Sparkling Aria does connect, and I like the overcharge here. Oh, actually builds up to the move and goes into the Mantine. So this battle is getting really, really intense because we're seeing the Pokemon get lower and lower. I don't think we've even seen that third Pokemon for the opponent yet, so HouseStark still has a ton of work to do. Play rough, great shield call there by HouseStark. It would have been so devastating to shield a power-up punch at that juncture, but shielding the play rough might be a difference maker here. Opponent comes back in with the Lapras. Oh my goodness, wait. Are they weak to the Mantine in the back? And I said I would tilt if Mantine got a KO. It already got one. It just got, oh my gosh, it almost got a second one there. The Lapras does get to the charge attack here. Let's see what they fire off. It's going to be the Ice Beam. Mantine hangs on. Oh my goodness. No way, dude. He gets a full wing attack down, 2 KOs. And then in comes a Cacturne. Are you kidding me? This is going to be a Water Pulse Mantine as well, not rocking the Ice Beam. So Aerial Ace does connect, switching into the Golisopod, throwing the X Scissor, everybody, to pick up this KO here against the Dark and Grass type. Double super effective damage there. HouseStark gets 2 KOs to the Mantine in game number 1. Come on, man. I'm just kidding. We're going to see Golisopod lead into Tentacruel in this game number 2. This is not a very comfortable Pokemon for the entire team to deal with. That's what I've noticed as well. Mainly the jelly Pokemon, so to speak. The Jellicent and the Tentacruel are not easy. There aren't like easy solutions to fighting those Pokemon. Tentacruel has fired the Scald here. And we see the instant pivot from HouseStark into his Tentacruel against the Amoonguss. Now this is going to be Astonished Amoonguss. I have seen mostly Sludge Bomb and Foul Play. This one is a Grass-Knot Amoonguss, so whatever. That's definitely not what HouseStark wanted to see. Gonna go ahead and fire the Scald here against the Amoonguss and try to chip it down. But this is going to be a close game because we've already seen the Amoonguss put in a ton of work. He does get that wing attack through, which is big time plays for the Mantine here. Foul Play does get shielded up, but gonna look for a big wing attack down, I presume. Yes, and he is able to get it. That's actually a beefy farm down. Oh, I want to sneeze. Excuse me. Opponent unable to swap. Comes in with the Tentacruel, or maybe unwilling to swap. We're going to find out. Aerial Ace does connect into the Tentacruel. No swap out here from HouseStark either. He's willing to take this charge attack on his Mantine. It's going to be the Scald, not a big deal. Oh, it's another freaking Cacturne. Are you kidding me? The difference now is that there are shields still in play. First protection of the game comes up for the opponent. This Cacturne needs 7 Sucker Punches for its first charge attack, and it will reach it on the charge attack priority against a Mantine, which is not good news for Stark. He is going to shield up though and fire off his Aerial Ace. I guess it would have been worse if he didn't get the Aerial Ace, but now he's able to switch, pivot into that Golisopod, fire the X Scissor here into the Cacturne. This is going to be, again, double super effective damage. One more Pokemon to deal with. It's going to be the Tentacruel coming in, Shadow Claws, Poison Jabs, back to back, and the Tentacruel takes it with just, oh my gosh, takes it with 1 HP, and the Mantine comes in and picks up one more knockout. My goodness. Next battle, Samurott. Actually, Hisuian Samurott with Dark and Water typing. If you notice as well, this is going to be Zardi. Shout out to the Brazilian 007 Zardi. He's going to go ahead and play a spicy lead here in the Spring Cup, and the swap now into Mantine. I like this play a lot. Hisuian Samurott, what Icy Wind, Dark Pulse, that's what you want to watch out for. We see Zardi swap now into the Lapras. Lapras can do a lot of damage with the sideways over time, but Mantine has so much HP, it's able to soak tons and tons of damage. You're going to find time and time again with these games that this Mantine is kind of like the wedge. It's the buffer that HouseStark uses to slow down the pace of the game, take control, take an energy advantage, and it all comes down to patient play and being really, really direct with what you want to do. A cat just ran across the street. Another aerial ace coming through here from the Mantine. Hope he's okay. And it does connect. Coming out of the Tentacruel to Poison Jab down, so revealing his third Pokemon. In comes Ferrothorn, or as it's supposed to be called, Ferrothorn. Now Ferrothorn is going to be forced to absorb a Scald here from the Shadow Tentacruel. This is a Metal Claw Ferrothorn here from Zardi, which is really interesting. I have been playing the Shadow Ferrothorn with Metal Claw because it is just so much better against Glare and Wheezing, but with the decrease in the Glare and Wheezing, maybe the normal Metal Claw makes a little more sense because you are going to be able to absorb more punishment. For example, I think the Shadow one would be knocked out by the 2 Scalds plus the Poison Jabs. Does force another Mirror Shot out of Zardi, survives it, and then we see the pivot now into the Hisuian Samurott. Coming back with the Mantine, just trying to soak energy, but I do think that the charge attacks are going to hurt. This one will be the Dark Pulse, rattles off there, taking that Mantine down to the red. Golisopod comes in now, and being behind so far in energy, I think is going to be the nail in the coffin here for HouseStark. Dark Pulse does get shielded, but Fury Cutter is no joke, everybody. He's able to build up to another Dark Pulse here, fire that off, KO the Golisopod, and then, oh my goodness, Mantine, oh, he's Fury Cuttered all the way down. That's rough. When you're a flying type and you get fast attack down by a bug type attack, that is brutal. But we'd love to see it, right, when it happens to Mantine. We're going to see a Golisopod mirror match in this game coming up now. Golisopod mirror match. I've seen some Golisopod with Aerial Ace. I do think that is a viable moveset, but I do think that Aqua Jet and X Scissor is probably the better, more well-rounded moveset. X Scissor does get shielded up there by HouseStark. He's pretty confident. Oh, he can catch, and he does. Going into the Tentacruel now to absorb this resisted bug type damage. Tentacruel, a nice sponge. Oh, actually gets responded to by a Klefki. Now, if you see the Klefki safe switch, I have seen some double fairy steals. I've seen the Klefki plus the Tinkaton in the back. If that's what this is, this might be a little bit tricky. Gonna fire the Scald here. Contrary to popular belief, even if you do have the Sludge Wave, the Scald is actually more efficient versus the fairy types. I mean, don't ask me, it's just how Pokemon typings work, I guess. But Scald is definitely the right move there. Foul Play does go into the Mantine, or the Sponge-tine as I should call it. Here comes another Fairy Steel. It's not the Tinkaton, but it is the Mawile. So gonna go and fire up the Aerial Ace here. HouseStark trying to get a shield or apply some pressure. Swaps now into the Golisopod to combo play here and really put on the pressure against the Shadow Mawile. Does take that first shield of the game. This is probably just a pup, but HouseStark is gonna let it through. Very, very nice call. Does have the Aqua Jet, is gonna fire this off. This will take that second shield if the Mawile decides to stay in the battle, which it does. Cannot get to the next one though, which is a little bit difficult. Coming out with the Mantine and is forced to endure a charge attack. So this is the final shield from HouseStark. It is just a pup. Opponent could swap at any time and catch. HouseStark waits it out, trying to be patient, but is this the error? Is this the misplay that will lead to a loss? Oh, actually he's able to get off the Aerial Ace regardless, and I think he's got just enough HP to pace to one more charge attack. Let's find out. Final Pokemon comes in, it is a Golisopod. Super effective wing attacks are able to knock out, and that is a huge, huge farm down and another KO for the Mantine. We're gonna see fixed play in this next battle, Cradilly. Now, when you're dealing this super effective bug type damage, the Golisopod versus Cradilly matchup is not so bad on even energy. When you get down a Bullet Seed or two though, this gets really, really dicey. I think that was a spider web. Cradilly is going to fire off the Rock Tomb here. There's also a meme going around, everybody. I don't know if you've heard it, but the quote is Cradilly timing. So when somebody's playing Cradilly and they just YOLO those 4 Bullet Seeds into the Rock Tomb just to spam that debuff as quickly as possible, that's what we call Cradilly timing, everyone. Gonna go ahead and shield up this next Rock Tomb. That's both shields away from HouseStark, but he is applying a lot of pressure with his X Scissors. This will take the Cradilly down in spite of being double debuffed. And it does. Oh, coming out with the Tropius. So I've had a lot of trouble with Tropius on my own teams, but now that we see HouseStark with both the Tentacruel and the Mantine, I think he's got a pretty solid matchup. And also you have to think, if the opponent sees the Mantine, they probably assume you've got Ice Beam, which is like the worst. That's like the nuclear option when you take on Tropius. So I'm sure the opponent is scared until they see the Water Pulse. Maybe now they feel like, well, maybe I could have stayed in a little while longer, but I'm still going to take the Aerial Ace. Oh, hangs on for one more Water Pulse. This is a very, very nice play by a very stupid Pokemon. Water Pulse connects, swapping now into the Tentacruel to answer the Tropius, and I think this is exactly where HouseStark wants to be. Is going to be forced to take at least one Leaf Blade though, and there are no more Protect Shields in play. So the Air Slash does come through. Tropius continuing to apply pressure. Acid Spray does not take the shield. Oh, and it doesn't enable a farm down either. So a little bit of a precarious situation. It's going to come all down to the bug type in the back. Here comes a healthy Golisopod triple. Shadow Claw gets it done. Very nicely played. I always admire HouseStark's regional champion t-shirt in the game, and I believe this was a 5-0 to push him to 2843. So I know we did have one loss in the video, but I did kind of skip around. He sent 3 sets, so we had the best of the best here in this video. Another Hisuian Samurott lead. This time HouseStark playing things a little bit differently, instantly pivots now into the Mantine, willing to absorb the Icy Wind, the Dark Pulse, whatever it might be. But Dark Pulse actually really chunks, dude. That does way more damage than I thought. I know Hisuian Samurott, the same typing as Greninja, is not the bulkiest Pokemon. It's not been used a lot in competitive play whatsoever, but it does look pretty impressive here in the Spring Cup. Gonna fire another Aerial Ace into the Lapras. This will take it down into the yellow, but Lapras is a bulky boy. Ooh, and is able to pace to the Sparkling Aria just before the third Aerial Ace is ready to go. Sparkling Aria does KO the Mantine. In comes a Golisopod. Only gets off one Shadow Claw before the next charge attack. A shield coming up from HouseStark, which is a little bit interesting at this juncture, knowing it was just a Sparkling Aria, but he wants health on the Golisopod, and that's what he'll get. Coming out the Hisuian Samurott once again versus the Tentacruel. Dark Pulse does get shielded. Stark learned his lesson. He says, man, that freaking hurts. And he does get a full poison jab down. That's actually insane. Now we're gonna see the Gastron come in, and things are getting really, really scary because the Mud Slaps are going to add up really quickly. Gonna go on good timing here, up 4 more poison jabs into the next Scald. This charge attack will take this Gastron pretty low actually if it connects, so we do see the shield and an attack fall coming out the Lapras, and look at Stark striking immediately, viciously with the X-Scissor against the Lapras. Does not want to take another Sparkling Aria or any Psywave damage. Now, if you're a bug type Pokemon, you're resisting the Mud Slaps, you're resisting the Earth Powers. Because you're a water type, you're also resisting any potential Water Pulse shenanigans. So I do think that the Golisopod has a lot of flex play in this position. I'm gonna go for the Aqua Jet here. I don't know, Stark. I'm gonna check my notes, but I think my gut tells me that the X-Scissor is more efficient here, but he is able to go ahead and swap it to the Tentacruel. Efficiency doesn't matter when you're as cracked as HouseStark. Body Slam does connect and undercharge from the Gastrodon, but it's too little, too late, and the Octopus gets its revenge against the Mudslapper. Another Hisuian Samurott. This might look familiar because this is a rematch versus Zardi. So as we saw in that game number 1, Zardi did take the win against HouseStark. They paired again, and I assume this is the same team. And you're already gonna see how start to pivot, start to change things. But so does Zardi. He fires the Icy Wind bait against the Mantine and takes the shield early on in this matchup, which is a really heads-up play. Gonna go for another Aerial Ace here, but after the debuff, this Mantine looks even more ineffective than it normally is. It's a trailer, which it normally is pretty ineffective. Looks like a charge attack coming through here from the Lapras. This is Ice Beam Lapras on Zardi's water and ice type Pokemon. We're gonna see a charge attack come through here once again, this time into the Golisopod. Sparkling Aria does connect, and the swap, oh, hold on. This is odd, right? So the swap into the Hisuian Samurott, this is gonna be super effective damage, and it's actually going to force another shield, and we see another X-Scissor get fired off here from the Golisopod. So this kind of makes sense. If you've got the Ferrothorn in the back, you don't want it to see the Golisopod, especially if it's running the Metal Claw. So this kind of makes sense, but it's really kind of tipping the hat to what Zardi is weak to. Zardi does take down that Golisopod. Now we have got the Tentacruel coming in. We saw the Tentacruel poison jab through the Hisuian Samurott in a previous battle. It might do the exact same thing here. Dark Pulse gets shielded. Great call by HouseStark. That easily could have been the Icy Wind bait, but Zardi doesn't have time to get to 2 moves, so he did the right thing. Gonna see the Ferrothorn come in, throwing the Scald immediately, everybody. Trying to trigger a debuff, slow this Pokemon down. Oh, actually, hold on. This Pokemon is, I think it's like, what is it, 8 Metal Claws to the Power Whip, I believe. So it's still a little bit away. No debuffs coming through with the Mantine and the instant pivot now to the Lapras. Doesn't want to take any more sideway damage. Throws this Aerial Ace immediately. So this is something that HouseStark does really well in this this set of battles, is he knows where the damage is coming from and he tries to disrupt it and cut it off as quickly as he can. And because it's a Metal Claw for Ferrothorn, it's unable to pick up the KO and is forced to throw the Mirror Shot. So HouseStark playing so well, coming back with the Tentacruel into the Ferrothorn. I do think he can absorb a Power Whip from here, and he does. In a close battle, throws the Acid Spray to pick up the knockout here. Shadow Tentacruel putting in work for HouseStark. One more Poison Jab does the trick. The Acid Spray was not even enough, so that was insane. GG's to Zardi as well. Highly respect that player. Next game, we're gonna see the Tinkaton lead. First Tinkaton of the video. And not the last. I think we're gonna see a lot of Tinkaton in the upcoming season, not only in Spring Cup, but also in the Open Great League. It is a beast, it is a dog. It might be a mother flipping problem. It's number 7 overall on the PV Poke rankings. Play Rough does get shielded there by the Golisopod. Ooh, and a nasty, devious catch by the opponent to swap into a dumb, flat Pokemon that is Mantine. And we see the pivot now into another Pokemon, which is also Mantine, except not shiny, right? Gonna throw the Aerial Ace here against the opponent. This might be an Ice Beam Mantine, actually. Maybe that's why they're holding their energy for so long, but we're gonna find out here in just a moment. Mantine versus Mantine, mirror match continues. Ice Beam is the charge attack. I was correct. We're gonna see a little bit of an overcharge now, and then the Aerial Ace into the opposing Mantine. HouseStark looking for the KO, does get it, which is really nice. Coming back with the Tinkaton. Tinkaton building some energy. I assume this is gonna be another Play Rough. I wasn't counting. Yeah, another Play Rough. Coming out with the Tentacruel, opponent swaps into the Feraligatr. He's got no answer for the water type poison jabber Shadow Tentacruel. This Pokemon is going to shred through this Feraligatr. Hydro Cannon does connect. Acid Spray coming through, just kind of swiping right in the middle there, right in the center. Right in the center there. Acid Spray does take the shield though, and now the poison jabs are really adding up. Do we see the shield from HouseStark, or does he put it all on the back of his last Pokemon? He's gonna do the latter. Comes in now with the Golisopod, Shadow Claws ripping through that Feraligatr. Final Pokemon in the back. Not even gonna see it. That is a big ol' GG's from HouseStark. Again, pushing himself into the 2800s. Very close to Legend, within, I think, 125 points or so. So I'm sure he will get there very soon. Stark, thank you so much for the battles. I hope everyone enjoyed them. Sorry that I was away for a while. I had the Atlanta regionals and then just kind of fell behind with my content schedule, but we are back making videos again, and I'm really grateful that you're here. So appreciate you all, and I'll see you very soon.